I am a living witness that if you're brave enough to dream it, it can happen. And you got to be determined that no matter what it takes, you're not going to stop. You're not going to quit. You're not going to give up until you make your dream become a reality.
Like, you're excited. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do this for this person. I'm going to buy this for my mom and my children. I'm going to put them through school. And you got all these great dreams. And then you get up in the morning and life punch you in your face. E.T., just like you, I get punched in the face. Now, you don't always know about it. I don't always talk about it because I don't want to discourage you. But I've had multiple aunts. At least 2 or 3 aunts die of cancer in the last 4 or 5 years. We all get knocked out. Life hasn't been a crystal stair for Eric Thomas. I've had my haters. I've had people who've come against me, who try to sabotage me. I'm like the lion. I'm not the gazelle. I don't need something external to motivate me. I find something within. And you got to do me a favor. Like, you can't give up. You can't give in. Like, listen to me. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, I need you to do what Buster Douglas did. Buster Douglas started fighting back. He said, I know you knocked out 30 other people before me, but I won't be the 31st. And finally, they got to that one, where Buster Douglas knocked Mike Tyson out. And the world was shocked. Goliath has been knocked down. What happened? And they went to Buster Douglas and they asked Buster Douglas simply, like, what happened? And Buster Douglas said, listen to me. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Here was the challenge. The challenge was, it's real simple. Before my mother died, she told the whole world that I was going to beat Mike Tyson. And 2 days before the fight, my mother died. Buster Douglas had a decision to make. When his mother died, he could die with his mother, or he made a decision, I can wake up and I can live for mom. And he knocked Mike Tyson out simply because his why was greater than that punch. Find a reason to wake up every day and go get it. Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. But when you write your why down, what your why does for you is says, you can't quit. You can't give up. You can't stop. If there's no money, you make up something. You go print it. If nobody's giving you an opportunity, you create it. But what I can't do is I can't let my son down. I can't let my wife down. I can't let my parents down. I can't let my city down. And for you, your problem is you're just focused on your dreams and your goals, and you're not focused on why. Why do you want this? Why do you get up in the morning? Somebody said, E.T., why do you wake up at 3 o'clock? Why not? If all I have to do is get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and my family can live like they want to live and I can change the world, and all 3 o'clock, have you lost your mind? I'll get up at 3 every day. Why? Because my why is greater than my sleep. What makes a person average is their focus. Like, an average person is focusing on getting paid. That's why they're average. A person who's good, he's focusing on, I want to make my boss happy. A person who's great, his focus is, what need can I meet? His focus is different. Same human being, but his focus is entirely different. Your concentration is supposed to change. And so what you're focusing on throughout the course of the day, it has to change. What you're looking at, what you're reading, what you're watching, the conversations you have. You must now be focused on your why, and you must be focused on your dreams. You must be focused on your goals. When you are great, you don't focus on a week. When you are great, you don't focus on a month. When you are great, you don't focus on a year. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with planning, but what I'm talking about is you concentrate on the 24 hours that's in front of you and you nail it.
What is it that you need to be focusing on? And I want you to focus on it 3 times a day. All right. So the thing I need to be focusing on right now is not having a say or a viewpoint, right? With my wife, no more say. So I got to wake up every morning, afternoon, and night and say, I do not have a say. I do not have a viewpoint. Oh, you think I'm playing? Let me do it over again. You think I'm playing? Because the only time we get into it is when I have a viewpoint. And I grew up thinking I should have a viewpoint. And now I realize the only viewpoint you need to have is for yourself. I done got into it with my wife about my son's wedding. That ain't my wedding. Do whatever you want to do. Why am I even in it? It ain't mine. I ain't got to walk down, got to do jack. And whatever my wife say, go anyway, so why are we even talking about it? I'm just saying, if me and her have a 3-hour debate about it, at the end of the day, she gonna win anyway, so why did I even get bruised to let her have her way? So I wake up every day now. I want you to focus. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I wake up every day, say a soft answer turns away wrath. You do not have opinion. A soft answer turns away wrath. You do not have a say. You will win the war and not the battle. You don't never need to win another battle. Win the war. What's the war? My son's getting married. What's the war? Have enough money for create jobs for my kids. That's the war. What they do with the money, that's their battle. That's not my battle no more. You spend it wisely, that's on you. You blow it, that's on you. Take care of my wife, get her to California. That's the war. The battle is what the house looked like on the inside. That's not my fight. Whatever you want in there, have it. That's up to you. Just if I can get one room where I can put all my football helmets, all the places I spoke, all the paraphernalia, jersey, signed jersey. I just need one wall. You can have the rest of the house. Why? Because I'd rather for you to have it the way you want it and have a marriage than to have all the rooms look like I have and be by myself. So 3 times a day, you do not, I wake up, I promise, as soon as I get, you do not have a say. You do not have a viewpoint. The only viewpoint you have is for Eric. You told yourself to get up at 3, it's 3, get your butt up. You cannot tell nobody else to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't tell nobody else how they need to grind. They grind look like they grind. You can't tell nobody, you need to get up early. Maybe they don't, who knows? You know what you need to do, you can have a say for you. I don't have a say about what my kids do no more. That's up to them. They will deal with the consequences of every decision they make. And guess what? When they head get bust up against the wall, guess who they're gonna come to and that's when I can give my view. When you ask me, hey Dad, I'm in the rut, what you think? Oh, do you really wanna know what I think? Or are you just asking me, at no other point do I need to give are you hearing what I'm saying? 3 times a day I pray that prayer. 3 times a day I say that to myself. So it was funny, my wife gave me a package for my son. I think it's the title, the little sticker for the car. And so I took it out, put it on the table and forgot it. And my wife grabbed it and was like, yo, you was about to forget this. Put it in the bag. I was like, no, I'll put it back I'll put it in the bag. Why? Because I'd already messed up on putting it down in the first place. And if I had kept it where I kept it, she wouldn't have to say nothing to me in the first place. So I just put it in the bag and wanted to say to her, you know, if I put it in the bag, I'm gonna forget. I didn't do that, right? I didn't do that because I got a different mindset now. I don't have a viewpoint. I got one thing to do, get my son that hookup. I went, Siri, can you remind me tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. to get my son this thing? 8:30 came, I didn't see my son. I called my wife, happy anniversary. Can you make sure when Jalen comes, he reminds me to give him the old me, I got him to put in my pocket. No, you need to put it back. No, I got it. I put it back. You need to put it in the bag. I'm grown. Don't tell me where to put I'm grown. I put the back, I got to get it to him. So you ain't getting it to him. So I want to give it to him the way. Now I'm like, put it back in the bag. There you go. Siri, can you please help me to put this in there? I gave Tiffany that 138. It was less than 24 hours later that the 138, the 150 happened. Why? Because that's where I put my energy and my focus. When you put your energy and focus on what you don't have, when you put it on fears, when you're doing all the negative, I could still be negative with my wife right now. I took ownership. Like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I solve problems. That's what I do. That's what I do for a living. I solve them. So here go another problem. We get into it about stuff that don't even make sense because I got a view, she got a view. I love it. I asked my daughter, I was like, Jada, for real, what you think? My daughter was like, Dad, Mom got a view and she a high D. She got a strong view. You ain't about to change her. And you got a view, and that's the problem. She got a view, you got a view. So I looked at it as when you go, Carl, can you go back to the graph? I want to show y'all something. This is why this thing is so deep, right? When you go back to this graph, that's my wife, 99.99. My wife is a high D and a high C. As a high D and as a high C, what you'll learn about my wife is that she's not even wired to change. Now, hear me, I'm telling you, when I study. My wife does not have the capacity as a D to change. What actually makes her strong is that she does not change. That's her strength. So why am I asking her to change when my wife ain't even the one that like to do assessments? She like, I don't need none of that junk, I'm sweet. I'm just being real. You hear D's, that's what they do, like I'm sweet. And she's sweet. So God was like, she don't even have the capacity to change. You are high I. You have the capacity to change. I wired you to change. I wired you to compromise. I didn't wire her to compromise. Let me say that because somebody's feelings getting hurt right now. Let me show you what it looks like. I'm the boat, my wife's the anchor. You don't want the anchor moving. You don't want the anchor to move. If you the boat, you make the, if you the boat, you turn. You don't ask the anchor to move, because if the anchor moves, you're not gonna get nowhere. So by looking at the test, I realized my wife don't have no I, no S. She does not have the capacity to change. When she says something, she has thought it through so well that's why she thought it through, because she thought it through. She legitimately sat there and thought it through, and she came up with the best scenario, and so she like, this is where we're going with. But watch this. When I bought the house, she's so D, because you get the D's confused. She's so D that she knew, I don't need to deal with that. You deal with that. I want to make sure you caught that. Did you catch that? That she's so strong, and she knows what she knows, that she knew, I don't need to deal with this house. You deal with the house. It's too much for me. It's going to drive me crazy. You take that. So God, like, take the stuff she gives you. Don't take the other stuff. You try to take the other stuff. Let me get some of that. She's like, you can't do this. You're not an anchor. You can't do this. You all over the place. Come on. You hear what I'm telling you? Let's go back, Carl. Let's go back. This is why studying is important. Some of you, be honest, how many of you got into a marriage and you ain't studied nobody, you ain't studied yourself, you ain't studied them? Just be honest. Come on, just be honest. You ain't doing no real studying. You ain't doing no marital counseling. You just got in a relationship. Come on, be honest. Be honest, hands down. How many of you wish you did? I saw some people raise their hand and he had their hand up first. I saw one person, she did 2 hands, like, bye. Right? How many of y'all got in business before you really knew what business was? Let me see your hand. Hands down. How many of you wish you would have studied before you got in business? That's what we're doing today. All right, let's finish up. Thanks, Carl. This is the last one. We're going to go slow. Success is an obligation. Responsible. What did I tell you? I'm responsible for my wife's health. I'm responsible for the home. Listen to me. My wife ain't never do nothing with my kids in school. She was like, you take that. I was so dumb. I didn't even realize she was giving me stuff. I'm just being real. When you stuck on stupid, you don't even see it. She said it on the podcast. Sometimes when you so close to a thing, you can't even see it. Sometimes when you so close to a thing and people trying to tell you, you can't see it because you're too close to it. And I dare you to study, and we don't want to study because we don't want to discover what we need to change. Invest money, read and study. Guys, I got my PhD, master's degree, 4-year degree. Let me tell you what school did. Everybody like, you don't need to go to school. Some of us need to go to school. Why? Because I never knew how to read and study. And school taught me the discipline of, do you know 2 people can look at that assessment the same way, and based on people's ability to critically think, they're going to get something totally different out of it? No disrespect to a high school dropout. He get a hold of that assessment, I get a hold of the assessment. It's 2 different assessments. Matter of fact, when we were, Dallas, I think it was, there was a guy who was a CEO of 3 hospitals. He said, I ain't gonna lie to you, E. I've done this before. It ain't the test, it's the facilitation. He's like, I did this 3 times. I ain't never get the stuff you were saying about my wife, about myself. I ain't never seen none of that. That came through school. And school taught me how to focus on something and break it down. So don't let anybody lie to you. Now, if you just smart like that and you just a critical thinker and you analytical, cool. But if you're not, you need to go get disciplined. Studying is a discipline. There are things that just don't come by osmosis. It's a discipline. And the videos blew up. TGIM blew up. Why? Because of the 3 of us, Carl had the most C, and Carl was a biology major. So he would literally take the videos in and dissect them like he was in the lab. So other people would just be like, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Poindexter. And they just gonna say what I say, and they videos looking all crazy, and they wonder why they ain't getting the hits. Because whoever was the person doing the actual videos didn't have the 13 years of experience that Carl had in math and science. They didn't have the 2 master degrees, one in biology and one in, what was it called, Carl? What was it? Where's Carl? I don't know what it's called. Give me a name. What was it called? Video production. They would just, Carl, here's what they would do. They call, yo, Carl, what software you using? And what would you tell them? Avatar, right? I remember Avatar. Advid, what was the other one? Final Cut. They just go by Final Cut, boom. No reading, no studying. For real, you got to read and study, y'all. It's a science. Business is a science. Marriage is a science. Parenting is a science. Health is a science. You know that I've worked out less than I've ever worked out before in the last 2 months. Been able to just drop weight consistently. Never happened to me before. You know why? I thought, CJ, that I could outwork my diet. I thought if I just got on a treadmill and just ran every day, I'd be straight. Not the truth. I went to the keto boy and I just saw it just start falling. I ain't even working out and it's just, the gut just came down. Why? Because I wasn't eating 4,000 calories and ran for an hour, but it was only 500. I felt like all 4,000 came off. I was like, I know all 4,000 came off. That was a serious run. I look at the boy, she like 348. I'm like, 348? The devil is a lie. That's just the Snicker bar I ate. I just ran off the Snicker bar. That ain't the shake I had. That ain't the burger with the cheese and all the mayonnaise and ketchup. It's a science. When I found out, no, it's calorie intake. So guess what I do? The days that I eat carbs, I got to work out first. And the days that I don't eat carbs, guess what I do? The keto. And then watch this. And the days I eat carbs, I do intermittent fasting. I only eat the carb. I only eat that carb, that one carb, and that's it. So it's not like carb in the morning, carb. It's like eat, pick your poison.